Alright, picture this. You have the gleaming, high-tech world of Formula 1 and MotoGP. Billion-dollar hospitality suites, celebrity-packed grids in Monaco, and machines that look like they're from sci-fi movies. On the other, you have a world of mud, grit, and relentless action. A sport where the athlete isn't protected by a carbon safety cell. They are the suspension. This is motocross. So why has one conquered the globe while the other remains a passionate but much smaller universe? You have a multi-billion-dollar spectacle versus arguably the most demanding sport on earth. This isn't about which sport is better, it's about why the raw energy of motocross struggles to compete with the polished glamour of F1 and MotoGP. Let's break down the real reasons, from the money and media to the show itself. The first and biggest difference is what's actually being sold. F1 and MotoGP aren't just selling racing, they're selling a lifestyle. It's high-tech theater. An F1 weekend is a global event built for exotic backdrops like Las Vegas, Singapore, and Monza. The entire story is about sophistication and exclusivity. In this theater, the car is the hero, a marvel of engineering from a billion-dollar R&D budget. The drivers are icons, but they're characters in a much bigger play produced by Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull. And that brand has been supercharged by masterful storytelling. Netflix's Drive to Survive didn't just show racing. It created heroes and villains, turning a technical display into a reality TV drama. It pulled in millions who had never watched a race, and the results are staggering. F1's global fan base has swelled to over 826 million people. The Drive to Survive effect is credited with finally cracking the American market, leading to record-breaking attendance that saw over 6.5 million fans at races in 2024. Now, MotoGP, while a bit more grassroots, follows a similar playbook of polished, high-speed drama. It's dominant in countries with deep motorcycle cultures like Italy and Spain, and in 2024 it broke its own records by welcoming over 3 million spectators to its events globally. So that's the billion-dollar spectacle. But what brand is motocross selling? It's not high-tech theater, it's raw, relentless action. The cathedrals of motocross aren't glamorous harbors. They're legendary dirt tracks carved into hillsides like Redbud, Millville, and Lommel. The show isn't about champagne, it's about survival. For fans, it's visceral. You feel the ground shake. You get hit with the roost from the back tire. You see riders caked in mud, physically wrestling their bikes for 35 minutes straight, twice. The passion of these fans is clear, with the American Supercross Series drawing over 855,000 fans in 2024, while the MXGP World Tour pulled in more than 680,000. In F1, the physical toll is immense but hidden. In motocross, the athlete's struggle is the entire show. A rider's body acts as part of the suspension, their endurance pushed to the absolute limit on a track that's constantly changing. The total opposite of a pristine Grand Prix circuit. This is the sport's greatest strength, but also its biggest marketing challenge. F1 sells an aspirational dream. Motocross sells a brutal, honest reality. That identity, forged in dirt and sweat, speaks deeply to its core audience that makes it a tougher sell to the mainstream. Now for the money, because this is where the paths truly split. F1 and MotoGP operate like global commerce machines. Formula 1's business model is powered by massive, centralized media deals broadcasting to over 200 countries. That global reach attracts sponsors who have nothing to do with cars. Tech giants like Amazon and luxury brands like Rolex want in because the whole world is watching. For car makers like Mercedes, Ferrari, or Cadillac, F1 isn't just about selling cars. It's about projecting an image of technological dominance on a global stage. MotoGP works similarly. Global brands like Red Bull and Monster Energy use its platform to reach key markets, while manufacturers like Honda and Ducati showcase their engineering. Motocross, however, runs on an enthusiast-driven economy. The money here is almost entirely internal. The sponsors aren't global tech firms. They're the companies that make the gear and parts the fans themselves use, like Fox Racing, Alpine Stars, and Pro Circuit. This creates a different business model. For Honda, Kawasaki, KTM, racing in motocross and supercross directly sells the dirt bikes you can buy in showrooms. The phrase "win on Sunday, sell on Monday" is the literal lifeblood of the sport. This reliance on an enthusiast market naturally limits the financial ceiling. But don't mistake that for being small. The combined US SuperMotocross series now averages over 500,000 viewers per event, a 26% jump in just 1 year, with some races topping 1 million viewers. The MXGP World Championship commands a global TV audience of 48 million across more than 150 countries throughout partners like NBC, CBS, and Eurosport. While it's not the F1 machine, motocross has built a powerful and expanding media footprint of its own. This direct link between racing and what fans do on the weekend highlights the next, and maybe most important point. But before we get to that, if you're enjoying this breakdown, do us a favor and subscribe for more deep dives. And let us know in the comments which of these sports do you think has the most hardcore fans. Now, this might be the single biggest factor, and it comes down to the comprehension gap. F1 and MotoGP benefit from the universal language of the road. Most people have been in a car or ridden a bicycle, giving them a built-in starting point for understanding what's happening. When a casual viewer sees a car hit a corner at 180 miles per hour, they can relate to it because it's an extreme version of their own experience. The spectacle is incredible, but it's an exaggeration of something familiar, making it easy for a new fan to get hooked. Motocross doesn't have that advantage. It's an expert sport. Think about it, how many people have actually ridden a 450 bike over massive jumps alongside 39 other riders? That number is very small. For an outsider, watching motocross can be like listening to a foreign language. You see the intensity, but you miss the nuance that makes it brilliant. Many unfairly see it as just noise and mud, closer to a monster truck rally than a world-class athletic display. What looks like a rider just holding on is actually 1,000 tiny adjustments every second. What seems like a simple jump is a complex blend of throttle control and body English. The sheer brutality of a 30-minute race where a rider's heart rate is maxed out is completely lost on someone who hasn't experienced it. Now, this is the paradox of motocross. The very things that make it so impressive to those that know are what makes it abstract to a mainstream audience. Without that personal frame of reference, the true genius of riders like Jet Lawrence, Eli Tomac, or Ken Roczen is almost invisible to the untrained eye. So why isn't motocross as big as F1 or MotoGP? It's not a question of skill or drama. The reasons are a mix of branding, business, and relatability. F1 and MotoGP have brilliantly packaged themselves as global entertainment. They sell a slick, high-tech, aspirational product funded by the world's biggest companies. Their appeal is broad because it's a supercharged version of something we all understand. Motocross, on the other hand, is a pure, unfiltered sport. Its brand is authentic, blue-collar grit, not polished luxury. Its economy is built for and by its dedicated fans, and its incredible spectacle demands prior knowledge to be fully appreciated. In the end, it's not about which sport is better. F1 is a chess match played with billion-dollar technology. MotoGP is a high-speed ballet on the edge of physics. But motocross? It's a bare-knuckle boxing match between the rider, the machine, and the track itself. And while that raw, unfiltered human fight might keep it from being the biggest sport in the world, it's exactly what makes it so special to the millions of fans who wouldn't have it any other way. Now, I hope the sport gets its flowers. I will always be a fan of motocross, F1, MotoGP. I would just love to see motocross get even bigger. And maybe videos like this and bringing in other brands and things like that will really just help elevate it even more. It's a growing sport, and I think it'll continue to grow. And I hope outside brands come in and really see the value and the community for what it is, because it's badass. But yeah, I'm just a talking head, guys. That's just my 2 cents, and we'll see what happens in the next decade or so. Until next time, see you guys in the next one.